Welcome to this presentation on how to apply the REA ontology. My name is Paul Johannesson, and I will here show how we can systematically build conceptual schemas based on the concepts in REA. Here is a scenario about a catering company that we will use in the rest of this presentation. We'll first construct a conceptual schema for the scenario in the form of a UML class diagram. Before continuing, please make a break and read the text. We will now build a conceptual schema for this scenario, where we should be able to talk about things like meals and dishes, customers and suppliers, deliveries and orders. We will do this in a systematic way by utilizing the REA ontology. The schema is built up gradually by answering a number of questions. What economic agents are there? What economic resources are there? Which agents control them? What economic events are there? Which economic events are dual? What commitments are made? What contracts are made? What is needed on the knowledge level? And we answer these questions and add odd classes to the UML diagram successively. The first question is, what economic agents are there? Clearly, we have three kinds of agents: the offices of the catering company, the customers that buy meals from the offices, and the dish suppliers that deliver dishes to the offices. So we introduce three classes: dish supplier, office, and customer. The second question is, what economic resources are there? There are two kinds of economic resources, meals and dishes. The diagram also shows that a meal consists of one or several dishes. The third question is, what economic events are there? There are deliveries of meals to the customers and the dual payments from the customers. There are also deliveries of dishes from the dish suppliers to the offices and the dual payments from the offices. Note that we have here not added the associations between the economic events and the economic agents. We will see later on that these ones can be derived when we add on commitments and contracts. We have in this figure also answered the question about dual economic events. Meal delivery and meal payment are dual, and dish delivery and dish payment are dual. The next questions are about commitments and contracts. The offices need to order dishes from the dish suppliers, so we introduce dish order, which is a contract. A dish order may specify several different dishes, so we need dish order lines, which are commitments. More exactly, they are in fact pairs of commitments. Note how the economic events dish payment and dish delivery fulfill the dish order lines. In the same way, the customers order meals from the offices. Here we have made a simplifying assumption. We assume that the customer orders only one meal each time, so we don't need to introduce meal order lines. Instead, we collapse the meal order lines into the meal order. We now have associations between the contract's meal order and dish order and different agents. As the economic events are associated to these contracts, we also indirectly have associations from the economic events to the agents. We still have a problem with a meal order. We cannot see which kind of meal that has been ordered, and the same problem exists for the dish order lines. But this will be solved when we answer the last question: what's needed on the knowledge level? In the REA ontology, there is a distinction between economic resources and economic resource types. Applied to this case, we distinguish between meal and meal types, as well as between dishes and dish types. The meal order will then reserve a certain meal type, while a dish order line reserves a dish type. And this concludes the example. Reflecting on what we have done, what are the advantages of building a schema in this way. First, it's quite straightforward and efficient. You don't have to start from scratch and come up with all concepts yourselves. Instead, you get a number of concepts to start with, and you mainly have to adapt them to the situation at hand, which is easier than to do everything yourself. Secondly, the quality should become better. If you had done it from scratch, there's always